back to my channel. I'm not going to do a super long, super chatty intro. Basically, I'm here with a super chill, do my makeup and chat with me. I asked for you guys to send over assumptions and questions, things that you want to hear me answer whilst I do this makeup look, because I had so many questions about this makeup look. Basically, I wore this look to Thorpe Park. I posted these photos and I had a lot of you guys on Instagram especially messaging me saying, oh my gosh, you should film this for a video, you should put it in a vlog, and I thought I'll join the two. It's a nice autumn makeup look, but also I haven't done like an assumptions or a Q&A or a life update for a while, so I thought we would merge the two together, and this is pretty much that. So we're gonna get straight into it. We're gonna flash back to like half an hour ago when I started this, and yeah, subscribe if you're new. Let's go. Hello, we're just gonna jump right in. So I'm gonna pop a headband in. Oh, I've got horns. Oh. Good, that's great. This is the first product that I've been using at the moment before doing my makeup. So this is the Current Body Glow Serum, and I just think that this sits really nice. Am I overexposed? I think this sits really nice just underneath your makeup. And then I've just been rubbing that in all over my face, kind of like a primer, but not really, because it's more of just like a under your makeup glow serum, as it says on the packet. So while that dries, we'll answer our first question. I cannot take my hair seriously, but we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that I've got horns. Okay, I've screenshotted a few. A lot of them are always the same questions, like when are you gonna move out, or like when are you gonna get married? They are the questions that come up the most. So because of that, I'm not going to answer them, because I've answered them before. If you're that interested, I've done many a Q&A where I have answered questions about moving out, getting married, getting engaged. Wow, these bits of hair are just too much. Too much. So the first one that I screenshot, you've got a secret project. I always get this as well. This is another popular one. Project, probably not, but I do have a lot of exciting things coming up this month. One of which is literally probably a career highlight, if it goes ahead, and I don't want to jinx it, and I'm not going to say what it is because I actually don't think I can say what it is until I'm actually there, but you will see it. It's mid-month, and the only clue I'm going to give, what clue am I going to give? It's a popular TV show that airs this month. Okay, that's a terrible clue because that makes it sound like I'm going on it. I'm not going on it, but that's the clue. I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna start with foundation. If we're replicating this look exactly, I use, well, always, a combination of these two products. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow, which is not a foundation. It's kind of like another glowy product. I love a glowy makeup look. I don't know if you can tell. But I mix this with this NARS foundation, which is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Punjab. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury product. I kind of just put it in the exact same places that I put the glow serum. And then this is the NARS product, and I don't go really heavy with foundation because I don't really like it. There we go. I kind of just pop like this much on. I put more on my cheeks because that's where I have like the most scarring, and I feel like it's really frustrating actually because my skin itself is actually quite good. Like, it's a lot better than it used to be. All the marks on my cheeks are like from previous spots, and I don't really know how you get rid of those. Like, I'm working on it. I did get a lot of love on this makeup look and a lot of requests to do it in a video, so here we are. Trying really hard to not take it too far down my neck and accidentally brush my white collar with this. Can he find my concealer? Found it. So then, because I always look tired, even if I sleep for 12 hours a night, I just pop this quite thick Bare Minerals concealer under my eye, around my nose, and then again a little bit on my cheeks because this is where I have the most blemishes. Blend it in with the same brush because I'm lazy and not a makeup artist. And then I just kind of like pat over where I've concealed with this powder. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. Okay, next question, now that we've got a little bit of a base. Okay, somebody said, you're a lightweight when it comes to drinking. I actually don't think that I am. I think I'm probably like somewhere in the middle. I mean, it really just depends what I've eaten and also like what I'm drinking as well. I think if I drink wine or Prosecco, then I'm drunk a lot quicker. If I'm drinking cocktails, it depends how much I've eaten. In terms of like compared to my friends, I would say I'm somewhere in the middle. This is the, what is this? Bare Minerals Hula bronzer in the shade Caramel. I've used the same one of these for years, and I mean like actually the same product. I don't even mean like, oh, I always restock this and buy it. I mean this actual bronzer has lasted me like 2 years. I think it's a really natural bronze shade. It looks like you've actually got a tan. I low-key just put this all over my face, especially my forehead. It's actually quite hard to do your makeup straight into a ring light because all I can see is the light. But yeah, I think that this is very easy to use product. I've just popped it on this massive fluffy brush and kind of gone like this. How come you and Tom never stay overnight at each other's that often? I don't really know why you think that. But I also think that, I mean, I'm guilty of this as well when I watch other people, but you see a lot less of our relationship than you probably think you do. And I never vlog weekends. Just popping a little bit of this straight onto my cheeks, by the way, guys. A lot of my makeup Charlotte Tilbury, actually. I'm a huge fan, and I think it's really worth investing if you want like makeup that's gonna last you ages and makeup that's continuously really good. But yeah, going back to the question, I don't really know what gives you that impression. I would say we probably stay overnight like 3 nights a week at either house. We don't really stay over during the week that often, occasionally, but not that often, so therefore it's just weekends, but I don't vlog weekends, so I feel like maybe that's what gives you that impression. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like because we don't live together, that's quite normal. 2 or 3 times a week, I don't know, is that normal? Maybe it's not. There's just no need for us to like live together when our houses are 5 minutes apart. Okay, next I'm gonna do my brows. At the moment my brows are actually really quite good. I had them done at Benefit like a month ago, and they tend to last me probably like 6 weeks before I really need to do anything to them again, because I quite like the look of like not heavy product, so I kind of just brush them through and then put a little bit of like brow pencil through them, but like really not a lot, just to like even up the front and the arch. Kind of like to this level. I still cannot take my hair seriously. I kind of look like that. I feel like they're just really easy to fill in when they're done, so that is why I like getting my eyebrows done, because I am quite lazy and also I'm not very good at doing them myself. And I kind of just set that into place with the Benefit, I don't know what this is called, it doesn't have a name on it because I've used it for such a long time. Either way, I just brush that through my brows. Okay, and then we're gonna go on to eyeshadow. I feel like that is this look really. Somebody said, how many times did it take you to pass your driving test and how did you find learning? Before I answer that, I'm gonna use this palette, which is the James Charles X Morphe palette. Don't stand James Charles, but I do like this eyeshadow palette, and I always just use it because it literally has every single colour you could ever need in it. So yeah, it took me 2 attempts to pass my driving test, and I absolutely hated learning to drive. Like I hated it. I think it's probably the most stressful exam I've ever sat, because I never found exams at school too bad. Driving test, the anxiety was real. I used to feel so sick before a driving lesson. I used to really freak out mid-driving lesson, which obviously is not great because you're literally in the car. I've just found driving so much better and more enjoyable since not doing driving lessons. Like when you pass and you can just drive yourself, driving becomes so much better. If that's you and you're in a situation where you're learning to drive but you don't really love it, or you don't think that you're that great at it, I promise it will come. It just comes when you're not learning to drive anymore. I'm gonna zoom you in for this eyeshadow look because I feel like it deserves a bit more focus, a bit more attention, you know. I'm gonna go in with just a bright orange. We're just gonna jump straight in, and what I actually did when I did this makeup look, I think, was actually use a piece of paper, kind of, this is very 2017, to like make a winged eyeshadow effect. So you can see I've got orange on this brush already. I just kind of go in with 2 orange shades from the James Charles palette that are like the orangey red, so these 2 here. Looks like a paint palette. That's just to get the line, and then I'm gonna really like build that up. But first, I'm gonna get the next question. Would you ever change your YouTube channels and social media to be your name? Yes. Bear with us. This question really cracked me up, so I thought I'd just answer it anyway because I think the person's just muddled my name up, which is quite funny. Somebody said, you and Tom actually bought Molly and she's your dog. First off, hi, my name is Molly. My dog is called Lottie. But do you know what? It's fine. I'm happy to be muddled up with the dog. That is a-okay. I know that Molly is a dog name. I used to get that all the time when I was little. People used to be like, oh, I've got a dog called Molly. Oh, my niece's dog's called Molly. Molly is such a dog name. I'm presuming that you mean Lottie, and no, Tom and I did not buy Lottie. I was like 17, no, 18 when my parents got the dog. I was not in a position to be buying a dog, especially because I was at uni at the time. Like I would not have bought a dog and then gone to uni like that week. I'm just kind of building this colour up to be flat at the moment, guys. Like I say, a work in progress. Okay, I'm just going to do the same on the other eye and then get back to you. Okay, now we're at roughly the same level. So now I'm going to take a slightly darker shade, the red shade, and put it just through the very outer corner. Oh my god, this looks like a bonfire night makeup look. Kind of like this, and then I'm going to take this brush, which has got all the shades on it, underneath my eyes now to like bring it lower because it's very top heavy. There we go, I feel like that's better. Okay, next question. Thoughts on Squid Game? Popping a tiny bit of the same concealer just on the inner bits of my eyes because I'm gonna do sort of like a cut crease, but not really. This brush at some point has had blue glitter on it. I've just kind of blended that to halfway. Squid Game I really liked. I think I liked it because it was different. I've never seen anything like that before, and I really like that something Korean like made it so big on like Western Netflix. I just really liked that. I loved that it was like a different culture. I loved the storyline. I thought the premise of it was really good. I thought it was very gory. There were parts of it that I like actually couldn't watch because I really don't like seeing death. Don't mind learning about it, don't mind hearing about it, don't mind seeing it in shows where it's not so graphic, but there was a lot in that and I was like, oh, this is very gory. But yeah, generally I think the story writing was really good. didn't really understand the ending that much. Like Tom and I had to Google the ending because we just didn't really understand it. But like overall, yeah, good. I will watch a second series if it gets one. I presume it probably will come back for a second series. This is the star of the show, this eyeshadow. This is by Metalist Sparkling and it's called Touch in Sol, and it is a foiled pigment, so it gives the look of like foil. And I usually start by putting this on a brush and like packing it on. I don't know if you can see, it's like a loose powder, but it looks like this. It's so shimmery. It's a gorgeous like amber with kind of like greeny specks in it. And I guess you could build this up as little or as much as you wanted, but I think this is the best Christmassy eyeshadow I've ever owned. Right, you can see the difference that this makes. This is what like pulls the whole eyeshadow look together. I think it's actually just so much fun. To me, this eyeshadow is just like an autumn heaven. Gonna wait until that dries. I get so many comments on this, so I thought I would answer it. Somebody said, you think the word essentially needs to be in every sentence? I didn't even notice that I said this a lot until you guys point it out all the time. So now I'm like hyper aware of the word essentially. I think it's just because if you film yourself every single day, it becomes difficult to think of different vocabulary and different words that you don't use all the time. So like there's not that many filler words, and I don't want to be like or basically or actually or essentially in every single sentence. So I try to switch between the lot. I know I should just probably speak better, but I think that I wasn't aware that I spoke like that until you guys started to point it out. So yeah, now I'm a bit self-conscious, can't lie. Cool. Okay, so that's basically the eyeshadow. I'm gonna zoom you back out again. I'm gonna do my classic winged eyeliner and then get back to you. I'm using the Banana Beauty eyeliner in Basic Bitch. So winged eyeliner done. It's time for it to kind of like be pulled together, so I'm gonna pop on some mascara and then I'm gonna use lashes. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, what a shock, Pillow Talk push-up lashes that I'm just gonna like pop on my lashes first. So I had also popped a little bit of lower lash eyeliner on my eyes as well to like just make the underneath a bit dark. Somebody said, you're gonna get another tattoo. Yes, I am. I haven't fully decided what yet, but I am. Next thing I'm gonna go in with is lashes. These are by the Eyelash Emporium. Now I've already used them, so they're not in a case, but I absolutely love these. They're just dead easy to apply, and I think that that's what makes a lash for me because I'm not very good at it. Again, I'm gonna pop these on and get back to you. These are the eyes with the lashes on. Now I just think they just look so much better. I think they look a bit more finished. I think that this is probably my favorite eyeshadow look. So what I'm gonna do now is just apply a little bit of inner corner highlight. This is the Opera X Steph Tom highlighter, and this is my favorite highlighter probably ever. Then what I'm gonna do is actually apply a tiny bit of blush because my face does look a little bit flat. So this is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush in the shade On the Mauve, very punny. I just kind of pop this like the tops of my cheekbones and also my nose. See, can you tell? I don't actually know if you can. Kind of gives me a little bit more like rosy cheek. You wish that you and Harry were closer as siblings. No, I actually don't. I think that Harry and I are pretty close. Like we do so much stuff together. Obviously at the moment he's at uni, so I do see him a lot less. But I definitely think that as siblings go, especially as like boy-girl siblings, because I think that obviously if you're sisters, you're like naturally probably going to be closer unless you fight a lot. But no, I think as boy-girl siblings go, we are pretty close. Just taking a tiny bit of this same highlight on my cheekbones, because if you remember, all I've actually popped on my cheekbones is the Wonder Glow, and that was a little while ago. It's hard to tell if like that's on in certain lights. Okay, and then the very last thing that I'm going to do, and this is definitely not recommended, is lip gloss. And I'm going to go for just like a nude brown lip gloss, and I'm actually going to use my eyebrow pencil to just line the very bottom and the very top of my lip. Like I say, this is not recommended, but it is a pretty good colour match, and also it is pretty easy to use because it's so thin. Okay, next question that I want to answer. When are you planning on going to Australia now that the borders are open? I knew I was going to get this question. Tom and I are aiming to do all of our travelling basically next year now, obviously, because there's like a month left of this year. But I think we're actually going to swap around our plan and maybe travel Asia first, because I don't think the Australian borders are going to be fully open to like just regular tourists until later in like spring of 2022. Obviously at the moment they are starting to open up, but it's still only to like relatives, and also the state borders between the Australian states are still closed in like some areas. So I don't really want to go until it's fully open and you can do everything that we want to be able to do, because there's really no point in traveling all the way to the other side of the world for it to still be 50% closed. So I think we're going to swap it around and maybe do Asia first and then Australia towards the end of next year, when it's like their spring summertime again, because even if it is open in the middle of next year, it's Australian winter and we don't really want to miss out on potentially either other travelling, other holidays or British summer to spend winter in Australia, if that makes sense. Lip gloss. I might pick a new one that I've never used. Okay, never used this before, don't know what this is. This is a lipstick, not a lip gloss, but we're gonna go with this. Ooh, that's a bit pink. Can we blend the whole thing together with a nude lip gloss? Bit pinkier than I would have liked, but I don't think it's too bad. Like maybe a tiny bit more bronzer. Really random. The next question was, have you ever been called for jury duty, or do you know anybody that has? Never been asked this before. My answer is no, I have never been called for jury duty, but I would absolutely love to be. Like, I would love to do jury duty. I do know a few people that have done it. My mum and dad have both done it, and my dad actually had a really interesting case when he did jury duty. It was like some kind of drugs trial, drug dealer thing. I don't even know if you're meant to talk about it, but they did it in like the 80s, so like. But no, I don't know any of my friends that have been called. I haven't been called, but my parents were both called when they were like 21. So I'm kind of like, I really want to do it because, you know, I love a court case, a trial case. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be anything really serious. Like, I don't really want to see like a murderer, or do I? I don't know. But yeah, if you've ever done jury duty or you know somebody that has, let me know in the comments, because I actually think it's really interesting and it's such a weird part of society that we just don't speak about. It's like everybody might be called up for jury duty, but you don't really know. Now I'm done. I'm gonna do 2 more. Somebody said, you're not really friends with your sixth form / uni friends anymore. I got this a lot. This was one of the most frequent questions. I didn't actually have tons of friends at uni. I really didn't. But the ones that I did have, I actually am still in contact with like all of them. Literally, by all of them, I mean like 3. But you know, 3 friends are better than none. No, I still speak to Eyeliner. I used to basically live with Eyeliner. You guys probably know her. I don't speak to my flatmates all that much, but like, it was me and 4 lads, and I feel like there is no bad blood. If I saw them, especially if I saw them on a night out, in fact I would love to go on a night out with them. Yeah, they're super fun people, but I don't really have any reason to be in touch with them. My sixth form friendship group, I think essentially we've all kind of grown up a lot, and my sixth form friendship group was massive as well. Like, it's just not really feasible to ever stay in a friendship group of like 14, and that was always going to be the case, and that kind of has just split off into like separate groups, and I'm honestly like okay with that. I think that is such a big part of growing up. I have no bad blood with a single person. I kind of hope that that answers those questions. I also feel as though, like, obviously I vlogged a lot at sixth form, so I feel like people think that how that was 4 years ago is how my life is still going to be now, and I think if you actually think about it and deep the fact that every single other person, with the exception of Tom and I, moved away to go to university, so had whole new lives, whole new friends, whole new flat, a degree now, most of them are either graduating or have graduated. Life moves on, and I feel like that is how adulthood kind of goes, and I do feel as though maybe a lot of you that asked that question are either maybe a bit younger and haven't had that happen yet, or you're lucky and you are still in a huge friendship group of like everybody you went to school with, although I'm not really sure that's something I want. In fact, it's definitely not. I think quite a lot of the time when you leave school you realise a lot of those friends were more circumstantial friends rather than like somebody that you would see every day through choice. I don't know if that sounds mean. I think it's just growing up. But yeah, like I say, I have literally no bad blood with a single person. Uni, school, sixth form, like anyone really. I'm just floating through life, you know. Right, last question, because I actually need to go out, was something that you're looking forward to this month, and I want to put this to you guys as well. I want you to answer in the comments. One thing you're looking forward to this month. I actually have a few. Tom and I are going away at the end of the month, which I'm very excited about. Little Christmas trip, little Christmas getaway, but that's right at the end of November. So before then, I think the things I'm looking forward to the most are probably going to see McFly in London. Buzzing about that. And I'm also going to the Harry Potter studio tour for like a press thing. Very excited about that. A lot is going on this month, so yeah, but those 3 things, McFly, Harry Potter, and my trip away at the end of the month. Answer in the comments, what are you guys looking forward to? What is going to be the highlight of your November? And I'm going to end this video here. I hope you have enjoyed it. But if you have enjoyed it, give it a huge thumbs up. It was really chatty, it was really chill. I hope you don't mind. Do subscribe if you are new to my channel, and I shall be back very soon with another video. Bye!